When I was considering going overseas to go see some watches, go visit some brands, see something a little bit different, do some watch tourism, the first brand that came to my mind was Vario Watches. Vario is obviously located in Singapore, so that's where I've come. Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches. And when I decided that I wanted to come over to Singapore, the first thing I did was reach out to Ivan from Vario Watches to see if he would like to feature in a video, or at least let me come and visit him to see some of his watches. And he was super kind, super nice, responded straight away and said he'd love for a video to be made for my channel, feature his watches, and he'd also be more than happy to participate in an interview. So today, not only am I going to get to see all the Vario watches, but I'm going to get to have a good chat with Ivan, and you guys are going to get to see that too. And if you're thinking about seeing Vario watches yourself, or coming to Singapore to see Vario watches, or just seeing them whilst you're here, please be aware that Vario is available to the public to come and see. However, it is by appointment only, Mondays to Fridays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. So make sure you contact Ivan first before showing up. And when you are going to be here, well, it's in a great location too, because it's just off Orchard Road. Orchard Road is where a lot of the watch stores are, so he's located in a great spot. And if you're not aware of the Vario watch brand, well, they've been around since 2016. And they started off by producing straps and then went into watches, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Ivan has to say about that today. But I've always been a big fan of the brand, and when I eventually then got hands-on with one and had one in my collection, they went close to the top of my list of favourite micro brands, because not only are they great vintage inspired watches, great looking watches, great design watches, reasonable price watches, but they're also really well made, and I know I really connected with the watch that I owned. And I obviously like them a lot because it was the #1 reason why I've come to Singapore, is to see Vario watches. So I'm really looking forward to having a look at all the range of his watches today with Ivan, because there's a real blend of design choices, all sort of vintage inspired, but different sizes, different looks, and different options available. And I must like them a lot because it was the primary reason that I flew from Australia all the way over to Singapore, was to get a hands-on with more of his watches and get to meet Ivan. So here we are walking down Orchard Road. It's where all the watch stores are, and of course he's located very centrally sort of in that area, so it's easy to get to. You just have to go up to this particular building at this particular address and work your way up to his studio. So you get to actually then get to see some of his watches, but of course you do have to make that appointment, so make sure you do that. Hello Ivan, thank you very much for letting me come here today to check out Vario watches. If anybody hasn't been aware of what this brand is, could you just tell us what Vario was about?
So Vario was started 9 years ago, 2016. We started with straps. We started because I didn't want to rely on mobile phone to tell the time. You know how it is when you pull out your phone to tell the time. Next thing you know, you're on Facebook, and then you look at messages. By the time you check the time, it's 30 minutes gone. So I wanted to wear my watches. So after I changed the batteries, they work, but the straps disintegrated. So I designed my own. And I put it on a crowdfunding platform. It worked, people bought, and that's how the brand started.
Wonderful. And at that time when you were sort of switching over to wearing watches again, what sort of watches were you wearing then?
I was wearing my teenage watches. My dad would bring me to this city chain. It's a chain where they sell watches. And every year I get a new watch. I get a new school bag, a new uniform, and a new watch. So I remember that very clearly. And they were mainly quartz. I wasn't into watches per se until I started selling the straps. Folks started to email me about the pairing. They sent me photos, and one after the other, I saw the SKX, the khaki, and I just went into the rabbit hole.
And there's definitely a sort of theme to your watches, very vintage sort of eras.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about why you've chosen to do that?
I don't know. I think I kind of like the old school look. Very quickly into watches. Okay, so the first watch that I bought was a SKX. And very soon, very quickly, I was very drawn to the vintage watches. So I spent most of my time on eBay looking at this sort of nice watches, and that's what informed the design of my watches. I remember my first watch, the Eclipse, was based on Johan's Max Bill. And subsequently I did the Art Deco, so on and so forth. It's all vintage inspired.
Absolutely, and it's got a great sort of theme to them, which is really nice. And,
Thank you.
And certainly sort of a lot of differences that you can wear in different areas as well, which I really like. And people are really drawn to your brand. It's amazing when I talk to other watch enthusiasts how many people are talking about your watches.
That's nice to hear.
And recently you've done a collaboration watch with RZE.
RZE, yeah.
How did that come about?
So I'm good friends with Travis from RZE, and you know we are part of the watch community. And frankly speaking, we saw brands started to work with other brands, and you know we just thought, hey, we're good friends. We should do something together, and that's how it happened. And the watch that we chose, because RZE is very two-watch based, they do your titanium, and for us, we are more vintage inspired. We wanted to see how the old can be juxtaposed with the new.
Yep.
So the RZE trench is a titanium trench with exotic dials.
Wonderful. I can
It
definitely.
worked out very well.
Yeah, it looks great, and there's been a lot of talk about that one too.
The carbon fiber is already sold out.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
titanium, we have the Timescus and the yellow medallion. Those are low in numbers. I would say there's probably about less than 80 left altogether.
Oh, it's good to hear that people are buying them. So because they are all vintage inspired, and you look at this range of watches and they are sort of from different eras, are you trying to sort of do an Art Deco watch from the 20s and then a 1920s war watch? Is that the idea, to sort of pick eras?
So like I said, the first watch was based on the Bauhaus. It was a 60s. And then I'm not the sort of designer who likes to be bounded by a genre, a niche. So I like to play with different designs. So for the second watch, the Empire is based on an Art Deco watch. And then I thought, okay, I have two kind of more dressy pieces. So the third watch I did was actually the trench watch, which happened to be my bestseller ever until today.
I'm not surprised. I love that watch.
Yeah, and after that, I think I did the Navy next. So it was a Nautica watch, and Nautica is a very small niche. When I did the Navy's jump hour, imagine a Nautica with a jump hour, a small niche and a smaller niche put together is an extremely small niche. But I had to do it anyway because I love it.
Well, that's fantastic. And having a watch brand allows you to
Yeah.
dive into certain designs that perhaps aren't available.
I guess because we are small, so we are more nimble. There's not a lot of overheads. We can afford to take more risk compared with the mainstream brands. I think that helps.
Do you find yourself as a smaller brand able to get a design out quicker than maybe some of the bigger brands?
There's only me and myself to approve. So for me, my process is quite quick. I would say from conception to the first watch, I would say it's usually within 1 year, except for the Versa. This one took about maybe 3 prototypes. It took a few tries to get the mechanism working. So other than that, the other watches are usually within a year, I would say.
And is there any sort of design or even a movement type that you think really should be sort of looked at next, or something that is perhaps not really sort of standing out in micro brands that really could be sort of linked into?
I'm very, I actually think that complication is the way to go now. But then again, as a micro brand, we may not have the big budgets to obviously invest in R&D into new movements. But I think there's a small amount of ways we can try to do something simpler, which I think we are hoping that watch enthusiasts would like. So I have some ideas in my head, but I need to have a few more conversations with the factory to see how they can do it. Yeah.
Sure. And something that I have noticed about you and your brand, and even emailing, talking to Judy as well, you really seem to be able to engage with customers, and you're going to shows, and I see pictures of you posted on Instagram with everybody wanting a selfie with you. Is there any sort of stories that have come from any of those interactions that have stood out in your mind?
I think the best part of shows is when we are at a show and we meet up with the customer who has obviously bought the watches, and they come and tell us, oh, I'm that so and so that you've emailed and blah blah blah, and we are just so happy to meet them in person. There are many watch influencers like yourself. Sometimes with YouTube, it's not so much of an issue because I can recognize the face. I see the face on YouTube, but for like example Instagram, I would always recognize the handle more than the person. So
you end up saying
you end up saying Richard. Oh, you are.
Show me your wrist.
Show me your watch. Maybe I can guess. Yeah.
Now, of course, you have quite a big range of watches now, and I'd really love to have a look at all the ranges individually, maybe as in groups. Yeah. Can you start at one point and just talk me through about your?
So maybe we can start here. This is our Art Deco. This is the Empire. This is my second watch, so I think this should be launched around 2018 or 19 probably. I love this. We have done the chrono for this. We have 3-handers. We did the GMT. We also have this hand engraved. So this is expanding out very well.
So you've got a lineup within that sort of range.
Yeah, we just brought back the chrono actually. This will be on sale in 2 days' time, October 15th. And we are after this. I'm working on to bring back the 3-hander, because many customers have told me, "Oh, I love your tuxedo. It's amazing." When we did it back then, you don't see too many sector dial. You don't even Longines Heritage range hasn't been introduced yet. So we were kind of like one of the first micro brands who brought back this beautiful design. So next year, we'll be bringing back the Empire 3-hander using Miyota 9 movement, so we can get it to be another 1mm thinner. And I think it should work well.
And the GMT is using the Miyota, isn't it?
Yeah, it's using the 9075
true GMT. So we've got the true GMT.
Yeah.
I know the Empire range definitely stands out to me, and the GMT just looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's been on my list for a while.
Right.
So what's the next watch you'd like to talk to me about?
So we've talked about this. This is my D12, my 1945. Usually I like to name my military watches at the end of the war. So this is 1945, end of World War II. So it has a British connection, Singapore being a colony before, and we are part of the Commonwealth, right? So I thought I would use the Dirty Dozen design and give it a Singapore story.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's a very popular design, and be able to get something from a respected micro brand, especially at a reasonable price, is definitely drawing people into it.
You're right. And we recently introduced this bronze. This is the first time we are doing a bronze. And we'll be introducing the D12 in another size. This is a 41mm. So we have, on and off, we have some customers, although I know that the trend is going back to small, but we have customers who have your 8-inch wrist and they're complaining there's no watches for them. So I thought I'll make this watch in a bigger size, 41.
I thought it looked a little bit big, and I think that's a great idea to have the options of the different sizes. And I think certainly the customers that are buying your watches are people that are enthusiastic about watches. So it's nice for us to then have the options to go to, both with designs movements, and of course now we've also got different materials, but those sizes are fantastic.
Right.
Now your...
Okay, this is my second bestseller, the Versa. So it flips. Okay, and the true story for the inspiration behind this, I like the tank, I like the reverso, but I can't pay that amount of money for a watch.
Absolutely.
I have a strict budget for watches, so I told myself, why don't I make one?
Make one of your own.
And when I told the story at shows, you just see the smile on the attendee's face.
Oh, well, that story and that connection, and you're making something. And if you're making something as somebody who loves watches, there's a reasonable chance there's other people are going to engage with it and like it as well.
Yeah, right.
It's one that I've been quite keen to get hands on as well.
And later on, when you check out the watches, look at this too. So I started with the quartz dual face, but customers told me they wanted a single face, even if it's no, they wanted an automatic, even if it's a single face. So I'm doing an automatic version as well. So this will come in 2026.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yes.
But these are prototypes. So
and they'll still spin so you can look at the movement? Or?
Yeah, so I will jolly well go with this round window, but I'll dress up the edge a little bit more, maybe through etching, and then I'm considering to work on a rotor. A custom one maybe, so it's a bit nicer to look at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, that excites me a little bit. I like that idea very much. And your nautical themed watches.
Yep, this is my passion project. So you don't usually see a watch with usually you see numerous, but these are all written text.
Yep.
So the idea came from the old steam engine gauges, the fast, slow. So there's a lot of nautical theme that is integrated in the watch.
And it's the jump hour between those as it goes around?
It was a jump hour before, but honestly speaking, I hated the movement. It was the first one I used. It was a Chinese movement, but the defect rate was quite high. I didn't really like that because I had to manually check each one. And eventually I changed this to a single hand. And yeah, there's even a story. So in Singapore, we tell you the exact time, and sometimes it can be stressful. So I wanted a watch that is more laid back, where you look at the watch, it's 7-ish. Yeah, so it makes a good weekend watch, I think. And
of course, your trench watch, which
the trench watch is over here. This is my bestseller ever since it was launched until now, and we have expanded from the trench. I call this the trench. This is the Medic. It's a reimagination of because it has a pulsometer complication, and pulsometer didn't came before the war. It came after in the 20s. So I was thinking, what happens if the medics or the medical professionals had this complication back then? Could they save more life? So this is the Pilot. It is also another reimagination, because after the war they took the Vickers Vimies and they changed it, they remodified it to fly the Atlantic flight, right? So in the same spirit, I wanted to modify the trench into a Pilot. That's why you see the offset dial.
I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
And what have we got over here?
So this is the 1945 A11. After the success of the D12, I thought that I actually wanted a watch that is lower in price, that folks can experience a Vario. So I designed these solar watches, and I think solar is a good movement because you don't have to change your battery.
Absolutely.
So it works quite well. But sadly, Miyota is discontinuing the movement. So this might well turn into a limited edition.
Oh, that's disappointing. And the collaboration.
Yeah, this is the collaboration. So I've told you about the carbon fiber. This is all sold out. We have the titanium, the Timascus, and the yellow enamel.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous and definitely something a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's very light.
And of course, we have to talk about your straps because I think my watch box is full of your straps. They're used all the time. And what is quite interesting is the Bund or the Bond strap. Not something that I thought that I'd like.
Yeah.
But I love it. I've actually recently put my Seiko Pogue on that, and it just looks brilliant.
It's something that you have to try to know if you like it.
Absolutely.
If you don't try it, you just go, nah, I don't think I can pull it off until you actually put it on, and it might change your perception. So for me, straps are very important because I feel that they take up so much real estate. Look at your wrist. 70% is filled up with the strap. So for me, straps have to look good. We also do fitted straps for your Casio. This is the AE 1200. We have the F91. We have the G-Shock. And the Casio enthusiasts love this.
Oh, it's wonderful. I know when I had my Royale, I had mine on one of your straps as well because it looks fantastic. It really pairs nicely.
The story behind this was I was scrolling because I bought one of these watches and I wanted to change the strap. I was scrolling through the internet. I see so many people putting a 18mm strap and it's just disproportionate. So I told myself, I need to take the responsibility to make a fitted strap more streamlined, do a service to the watch.
And it really elevates it. And I think straps in general, if you have a good strap, it can really elevate a watch. And your straps definitely do that. I've tried so many straps and
thank you.
It took me a long time to actually get to like leather straps because I was using the wrong ones.
Right.
So once I then found your straps and a few others that I particularly like and some that came with watches already, it really then changed my perception. I changed away from bracelets to actually being able to enjoy them. So thank you very much for showing us around the studio and letting me into your studio and talking to me today. It's been fantastic seeing all of your watches. I've been quite desperate to get hands on with a few of them that I haven't had the opportunity before. And it's also great to see your huge range of straps too.
Thank you for coming. Before you go, make sure you check out the watches, try them on.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Well, that was an absolutely brilliant experience meeting Ivan and seeing all the Vario watches. Thanks very much for coming along on this journey with me, and I do have a few other videos you might want to watch next.